Welcome once again to Lehto's Law. Here's Steve Lehto.
Got an interesting story brought to my attention by Nam. We needed help catching the guy who paid for our Ford F-250 with a $25,000 fake check. Facebook positively played a role. So this is from TorqueNews.com. Dennis Fleer wrote this. A Ford dealership in New Hampshire needed help finding a customer who paid for a big old truck with a fake check. So someone came in, bought a truck, handed him a check, drove off. The check was no good. So the dealership wants to find the truck. They turn to social media. And it turns out it worked. It worked. So the man bought a 2020 Ford F-250 with a fake check. It was a Lariat crew cab. So the man went into Best Ford thinking he could fool the Ford dealer and paid for the truck with a fake check. He drove away thinking he got away with it. And what are you going to do? Well, the dealership eventually recovered the stolen F-250 using the help of the Facebook community in this interesting story. And of course, the joke now is, Facebook is a different demographic than it used to be when it started out. And I've actually had people go, "Oh, Steve, Facebook's for old people." Well, it turns out here that's what you wanted. So a report from Automotive News says Best Ford in New Hampshire offered a $1,000 reward on its Facebook page, asking for help finding the man, because they knew his name, and finding that truck. They reached out to the community stating, "We're seeking your assistance in locating one of our vehicles." This man recently made a fake check and left Best Ford in a 2020 white Ford F-250, with the last six of the VIN being, and they give that, valued at about $50,000. We have connected with him via Facebook, but he won't return it. So this call for help made the community an integral part of the story. The dealership also said, "Do not approach this person. He's not a good guy." A quick Google search will show you that he's been arrested for bad checks several times. See the link in this post, along with theft by unauthorized taking and a few other things. And of course, this is a great example of somebody Googling something after something bad happens, when if they'd done it before, they might have figured this out. So their determination paid off, but first they said, "That's where you come in. We're offering a $1,000 reward to anyone who can find this truck so we can send a repo truck out to get it. Every bit of help counts, and we'd be so grateful if you could keep an eye out." We've tagged him in this post, so if you guys want a head start on making $1,000, go to his page and find out everything you need to know about him. Now, of course, his page may or not be accurate, but apparently there are photographs of him there. And also the dealership posted a photograph, which I think may have been taken off a driver's license or some form of ID he gave them, which presumably looked like him. I'm assuming when the dealership goes, "We need ID," and they hand something over, it probably does, I'm hoping, that it looks like the guy. If you have any leads or see this truck, please DM us. Thanks for all your support. Best Ford posted an image of the man and the fake check. It said it was used to buy their Ford F-250. And it worked. Facebook positively played a role. The general manager said in an email to Automotive News. However, it was the police that ultimately found him and the vehicle. So police arrested the man and recovered the truck within a few days after the suspect ratcheted up the drama by replying to the store's post and interacting with the commenters trying to track him down. And by store, we mean dealership. In the lingo of the business, they refer to them as stores. They're retail locations, but they are often called by civilians like us dealerships. So the man made several misleading comments trying to throw the community off his trail, but the vigilant online community saw through the ruse. The police department arrested him on felony theft and forgery charges. He also had outstanding warrants for theft from a nearby Lowe's store. He was subsequently charged and is currently awaiting trial for his crimes. Best Ford general manager said the store doubled the reward, donating $1,000 to the Police Athletic League and raffling off $1,000 to one of the Facebook fans who chimed in during the hunt. So apparently they got several leads. The leads helped the police get the vehicle. So they decided, okay, we'll give $1,000 to one of the people as well as $1,000 to the Police Athletic League. So they doubled the reward, and they're happy because, it was a $50,000 truck, and it says a fake $25,000 check. So I'm not sure if he financed the other half of it or or what. But there's no real clear explanation as to how that worked out. but they're saying the truck was worth 50, and he gave him a fake check for 25. And I'm always curious about this, that when you walk into a place like a dealership or you're dealing with an individual and they want to buy something from you and cut you a check for $25,000, do you really take a handwritten check and here it's in my account? Here, there you go. Really? I would assume they say, no, we need a better source of money than that. Now, of course, you could, I guess, run to the person's bank and say, will this clear right now? And can we clear this? But the fear always is that, there's 10 checks written against the same amount of money and only the first one's going to clear or something. I don't know. But they did post a photo of the check, but a big chunk of it was redacted, so I'm not sure how that works out. But the great part is that the guy did this apparently locally. So if he'd done it far away, it makes you wonder what would have happened, But then again, they had his name and all that information. So it's a little harder to do than you think. And this is a great example of one where you really wonder, what was the person thinking? What were they thinking? You go into a dealership, you write them a bad check, you drive off with their truck, and they've got your bad check. They're going to discover the bad check thing almost instantly. Within 24 hours, they'll know that. So they find out there's this bad check. You realize they're going to come looking for you, right? I mean, they've got the VIN on the truck. They might know the plate if they put a plate on it. They apparently have your name and address and stuff. Now the address might be outdated because they might not have checked that, but they know the truck, and apparently the guy's semi-local. Like I said, this is not exactly the crime of the century in terms of its complexity. But it's a happy ending, and I like to see people who are creative. And for those of you who think I rip on car dealerships unfairly, I'll do a feel-good story about a car dealership because they got ripped off, but they did the right thing because they could have just gone to the police, just like Hertz. They could have gone to the police and just said, hey, guys, go find our truck. The police might have put out a notice going, hey, we're looking for this guy, looking for this truck. But when they go, hey, we'll put up $1,000. Now some people want to say, but Steve, that's $1,000 or $2,000 out the window. Like they lost that money. Yeah, but you know something, in business, sometimes you lose a little bit of money. There's costs involved in operating a business. And when you look at it and go, okay, a $50,000 truck just walked off our lot. It could be gone and we'll recover it stripped 6 weeks from now. Or we could kick in $1,000 and get it back. And it turns out then that $1,000 does not seem like a whole lot of money. It doesn't. And so I'm sure they're looking at this is a great investment, even at $2,000. Great investment. So there you go. So Nam, thanks for sending it. From Torque News, and Dennis Flero wrote this. They needed help catching the guy who paid for a Ford F-250 with a fake check. And Facebook played a role in getting it back. Questions or comments, put them below. Let's talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching Lehto's Law. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice.